Thank you for joining us for this edition of Save Toys YouTube show. We're sponsored by Save Toys and More, which is us here in Blackshear, Georgia. Now, a little bit about us. We are a video game store with Christian values. And you say, what do you mean by Christian values? Do you only sell Jesus games? Well, no, and let me explain. We sell video games, all different sizes, everything, all different kinds, not sizes, but everything from regular Nintendo all the way to PlayStation 5. But we want to do it from a Christian standpoint in as much as how you're treated here at the store. You know, there's a lot of scripture in the Bible that people know, like do not steal, kill, don't commit adultery, and all that's true. But there's other verses a lot of times people don't think about, unfortunately, even in the Christian business world, where we want you to come in and feel like you're treated with respect and feel like basically that someone filled with the Holy Spirit has sold you your video game. We want you to walk out feeling respected and treated good. We're not going to please everybody or live up to everybody's standards, but we do try to live up to biblical standards and reach out to our community. We care about you. We want you to come in here and feel respected, treated well, and get good quality for your money, get value for your money. And so that's just some of the basis of what we do here at Save Toys and More. So thank you for joining us in this episode of Save Toys YouTube. Come in the store, check us out. We'll be sure to treat you good. And as always, if you like it, collect it. Take it away, I guess, Travis.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, I got a safe toy, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, I got a safe toy, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, I got a safe toy, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy.
Welcome back to Save Toys for one of the biggest reviews we've ever done. It's so big, it's prehistoric big. And of course, it's the Tyco Dino-Rider T-Rex. Now, this line of action figures came out in 1988. I remember it clearly as a kid. I remember watching that VHS of some of the first episodes they did, like an in-home movie. And this figure is the holiest of grails for me as an action figure collector. I never even saw one as a kid. I think I had that Ankylosaurus and one of the flying dinosaurs. And I have a Deinonychus, which is my favorite dinosaur, in my cabinet. I don't think you can see it on screen and all. But still, again, the T-Rex was the holiest of grail that, I mean, like as a kid, I didn't even know anybody that owned one. So we were able to get one for Save Toys. Now, a little backstory on the series before we get started in the actual review. Like I said, it came out in 1988. Basically, it was Star Wars meets prehistory. It opened up with the Valorians were the name of the good guys, the humanoids, and then these like animalistic creatures run by Lord Krulos, and they were following them through time through something called a step, and they landed accidentally on Earth during the dinosaur times, and that's where we kind of leave off. So let's get this review started. Now, one thing that really makes this find very special to me, but it also does add for the cost on the secondary market, is the box. Now, again, this line came out in 1988. It was a Tyco brand. Tyco was known a lot for like remote control RC racing cars. Back in the 80s and 90s, those were really big. And this was one of their few, if only that I know of, just straight action figure line. And so I want to talk a little bit about this box because to me, it's a work of art. It's beat up. Like I said, 1988, it's been around a long time, almost as long as I have been. But the artwork was something that was really, really cool about this line. Most every action figure line during that time, they did do really good artwork, like He-Man, things like that. but I really think they went the extra mile with it. Now, oh, excuse me, hit my desk. First off, it's a huge box. This is a huge figure, and we're going to start with this front shot of the T-Rex. Now, this is the artwork, and this is the actual figure. Now, interestingly enough, and we're going to talk about this more when we look at the figure. The picture here is what it looked like on the cartoon. So let's get that in frame there. Is that pretty good there, right there? Oh, there she is. That's why we hired her. She's the best. So that's what it looked like in the cartoon. But in actuality, it looked like this guy. I'm sure my producer right now is putting the picture right here in front of you, which was really weird. It never made sense that it did not match the cartoon. But anyway, I digress. So we opened up. It's a window box. It's got some of the wrapping that it was sent to me in when I purchased it. But what would originally happen is you would open it up in the window package and see the figure and accessories inside the box. Now, moving forward quickly, we've had the side panel, and let's see, the back panel, and again, the figure painted according to according to the cartoon, but not actually what you got in the box, and some artwork here. And on the top, it did have a motion, it was a motion action where it would kind of walk across the floor when you add batteries. And one of the most important things about this box, now this is my collection, I do love it when I can get like an original price tag on it. Because to me, there's a story behind it. It was in some store somewhere and some kid wanted it and their parents bought it for them. And at the time, let's just see what it was. So back in 88, it was $54.95. And this one was actually on discount for $49.97. So interesting with the box. Now let's take a close look at the actual figure itself. And this is our T-Rex out of the box. And again, producer Marcellus put up the picture of how it looked originally back in the day, so you can kind of get a comparison side by side of just how amazing this is. Now, special thanks to my wonderful wife, how she painted this to make it look like the cartoon, and she added a few extra details which we'll talk about soon. But Lord Krulos would sit up here and it'll turn and spin with guns. This thing is low down. It is a literal walking tank. Another thing that I like is the brain box. That was from the storyline. The good guys would kind of make peace with the dinosaurs and ride them, versus the bad guys would subjugate them. So they had to have this brain box. This is one of those non-negotiables. If you're looking for this figure and you want to buy it, make sure it has that. That really adds to the storyline. This one is near complete. It is missing the kind of the shin guards and saw blades, which obviously wouldn't work anyway in real life because his head is way out here and versus his legs. But childish animation, use your imagination. It all worked back in the day. Now this is near complete. It's missing a few things. I've got a gun on this side. As you can see right there, it's broken off. I do have the gun, but it was broken when it shipped. This piece of plastic that moves up and down is kind of like a guard for the passenger here. There we go. It's discolored a little bit, but you would expect that for the age this dinosaur is. It was really cool. It had these little like grip claws up front for like knocking out trees and all to make room for the dinosaur. Just aesthetically, for 1980, I would have been like 5 years old. It was just aesthetically pleasing to my childhood mind. One of the bad guys, Rasp, would ride up here. He's pretty cool. We'll see him in just a minute too. Now, one thing we have done in the past here on Save Toys, we've done some customization videos, and they've done really well for us, and we really appreciate you viewing them and all. And so one thing I really want to point out is if you're going to paint something this expensive and this rare, you need to kind of start off with like a model. Now we went to Walmart. This was like a $2 bipedal dinosaur. It's not a T-Rex. Obviously, it has 3 fingers instead of 2. But it would work for what we did. And my wife, before paying this, went through here, got the colors right, made sure they all matched, and I thought they were good and approved of them before we actually started on this guy, because obviously the price point. But she worked on the shading and kind of would get a good idea of what you may want in your bigger figure. So with the dinosaur out of one more thing I wanted to point out. It did, like we were talking about in the box, it did have a walking feature, okay? And you would put I think it's a C battery up here under his tail down here. I'm not going to test it because this is such a fragile figure with the age on it and so important. I just did not want to risk messing something up. It's kind of going back on the display shelf. It's been in the box all these months till we review it. It's going on my display shelf, and that's where it's going to stay. So with the T-Rex out of the way, let's talk about the characters that came with it. Well, now we're going to talk briefly about the characters. And without nostalgia, I'll go on and tell you these are some ugly characters, but looking through the eyes of nostalgia, they're just beautiful to me. Now, first and foremost, the most important one, here we go, Lord Krulos. Now, let's see, there we go. In the original cartoon, he was some sort of a frog creature. Let's see, there we go. My director's helping me out. Again, thank you, Aaron. He was some sort of frog creature, and this figure does basically look like, here's some side pics here in the back. It does kind of look like the cartoon, that the head's a little bit more elongated. The joints are kind of just basic articulation, nothing fancy. Some few little accessories. I got to think like 2 binoculars on him, but he's cool. Now the thing is, as a kid, being a little boy in the 80s, I really loved the bad guys better than good guys, because all the bad guys were animal themed. You had, this is Rasp, he's the second in command. He has his little crossbow, he has his binoculars, he would ride in the front of the T-Rex, and also he had his own dinosaur, sometimes a Deinonychus, sometimes one of the birds, and there were other cobras, but he was the only one that I recall that actually was named because he was second in command. But King Cobra, what little boy didn't like that? Now, this one, probably the most ferocious of all of them, if you know anything about them, they're fire ants. You know, and in South Georgia, we have a lot of fire ants. Of course, we did North Carolina too. I got ate up with them one time, and they are pretty rough. So he's kind of a scary joker. Let's see. There you go. Basic articulation for him too. Little shield, little crossbow, eyes on the side. Really and truly, how did he even see to walk forward? But then again, childhood imagination. And one more very quickly that they had that did not come with this figure, I don't think originally at all, but is worth talking about. They had a hammerhead shark bad guy, which oddly enough didn't need water. It was just, you really had to add so much of your imagination to the series. I know we've said that a lot, but it really is true. But he was a really, really cool character. And there was multiples of all these, but there was like 2 or 3 that were main characters. I think, again, Rasp was the only one named after Lord Krulos. But just heightened my imagination. Dinosaurs, fire ants, king cobras, frogs, let's see, yeah, that was pretty much all of them. It was just fantastic. So I really had a fun time doing this review. We're going to turn it over to Marcellus to do the devotion. But very quickly, and I don't want to take away from Marcellus, a slight devotion, sort of testimony. This figure was something that I wanted most of my life, and had looked down on eBay for years, which is where I got it. And I looked around one day, first of this year, and saw how the Lord had provided so many cool figures for my collection. And I said, Lord, you've done everything. Let's get the biggest one possible. Can you do it? And I will tell you, yes, he did. He worked it out for me and was able to get it I'm a Christian. He told me the price that I should pay. The guy actually, without even knowing it, messaged me after a couple days and said, would you do it for this? And it was perfect. So a little side note, as a collector, but as a Christian collector, the Lord, the Bible says he cares about the hairs on your head, so he even cares about what and how you collect. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Marcellus for the devotion.
Hey, hello everybody, Marcellus Crowley here once again for another Save Toys devotion. Man, I'm just excited to be here. Man, I will rejoice in today, for it's the day the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. You know, for the Lord thinks about me. You know, and I wonder, who am I that he would be mindful of me? Who am I that he would make me a little lower than the angels? You know, that he would care for me so much that, hey, that I can cast my cares and my anxieties upon him. Because he has plans for me. He has plans of hope and a future. He has plans to prosper me and not to harm me. Hallelujah. So that brings me to what I want to talk to you about today. It's about the journey of life. Just real briefly. Give you my perspective, my input on it. You know, one of the definitions for journey is a process or course likened to traveling, such as a series of trying experiences, like a passage, or it could be the act of traveling from one place to another, especially when involving a considerable amount of distance or the time required for a trip, you know. But as I said, the Lord has plans for us, plans of hope and a future, plans to prosper us and not to harm us. Now, see, we all automatically would start a journey that we didn't choose. We didn't choose this journey. It started when we were born, and it starts when we're dead, or stops when we're dead. Now, what happens in between, we do have a choice in what to make. But like all journeys, they start off, you know, you're in a spot, starting point, and you got a destination. And I think probably what a good example, I think really, of a journey, like the journey of life, at least for me in my mind's eye, is the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the whole thing. You know, because you got like Frodo and Bilbo Baggins. They start on this journey, you know, with very few friends to go destroy the ring. As they go on the journey, they come across, make new friends, make new allies. They come across haters and enemies, and they got to go not direct paths, you know, unforeseen ways. And a lot of unforeseen things happen to them that they don't see. When we take journeys in our lives, smaller ones, you know, you can look at life like being a journey with multiple smaller journeys in it. You know, you got, you know, we got, when we're in school, in high school and stuff, like our school journey, and if we choose to extend by going to college or even trade school, or, you know, or we choose to go through the military and start a military journey, or you know what, I'm not even going to go to school, I just going to work, you know, and then begin to build a life, you know, buying a home, starting a family, a lot of little journeys, and some journeys they're not like years and years and years and years. Some journeys there's a small journey to get to a goal, and then the journey transitions into maintaining it. Like let's say, for example, health and fitness. You know, you want to lose weight, or maybe not even lose weight, but you want to feel better, so you start exercising, you change your diet, you get around people that are doing the same thing that will encourage you. That's a big thing, is being around people, positive people that propel you, not derail you, you know, in whatever your journey is. So like, let's say health and fitness, you know, you want to put yourself around people that exercise or doing the same thing as you. You want to put yourself around people that are better than you, that are healthier and stronger than you. That way, you know, it gives you, they've already been where you're at, so they can give you encouragement, and you got somebody there that will speak life into you, that will help motivate you, that even when the times you don't want to do it, they were there saying, come on, let's do it. Or you might get into the you know, a career, you know, and then 10, 15 years later, like, you know, I want to do something different or whatever. You know, there are many journeys that we can go on, but ultimately, you know, ultimately God has a plan for us as a journey that He wants us to go on. And it's up to each one of us individually to find that out. to seek it out, to search it out. And I can tell you that it's usually in line with whatever you're passionate about, what your hobbies are, things that juice you up, things that you really love to do. There's something there that what God's plans, His will, His journey for your life, for my life, is connected with that. Now, like in Lord of the Rings, instead of just going from the Shire to the mountain where they got to destroy the ring, they got the line's all squiggly. It wasn't a straight path. And so many of our journeys in life is that way. I know many of us, all of us probably really have experienced that. It's like, hey, plan to save up to go buy a house, or plan to save up to buy a car, and something happens and we got to use, hopefully we ain't got to, but sometimes we got to use those funds for whatever happened, save up for vacation, or, life happens, but we keep pushing on. I know I've shared with you a few months back that, God was stirred in my heart. It was moving in my life. It was like really internally, and He's still doing it internally. But just really, a lot of what He's been doing on the inside starting to come out on the outside. I know, I almost feel like I've started on 3 smaller journeys, 3 journeys simultaneously. One is this journey of personal development, becoming the best version of me I can, basically becoming, when God looks at us, when God looks at me, He sees me as He created me to be. He sees me as the ultimate version of me, not how I am now, but how I am, how He has desired and designed me to be. And I want to be that. So I encourage you, as I do myself, to pray, Lord, show me as You see me. Not as I see myself now, but as You see me. So I've been reading a lot of books. I've been listening to podcasts. I've been, changing some things. I feel like the Lord is telling me, get back into health and fitness. So I started running again and working out. And, I never thought I was a bad eater, but still, there's always room for improvement. So changing my diet, being consistent with these changes. Also, the biggest, I guess, journey I started on that I'm actually really excited about. And I'd love to share a whole bunch here, but really, there's too much. I don't remember. I'll mess it up. But I'll share with you just a little bit, a little nugget. And I have become, I guess you say, better words, an entrepreneur, and got my own online business dealing with essential services and technologies. So I'm really excited about that. It's it's in a field I've never been in, but it's one that the Lord has placed me on. He's placed me on this road, and though it's scary and stuff like in the movies, He has brought me friends. I've met new friends in this business that are better than me, smarter than me. There are people that encourage me, in this field. And so it's awesome, scary, but I know the Lord's did it. It's part of His plans for me. So couple things, as I said, it's in essential services and technologies, and there's, personally, I am looking for business partners. I am looking for customers. Right here. That's my website. If you go there, it has my information. It has my email. You can email me. Has my phone number. You can call or text. With questions, or hey, maybe you're not really into business venture, but what services, what technologies do I offer? And if you are looking for other ways, if you're open to other ways of making money, awesome, get a hold of me. I'll tell you what, we'll set up a time that for a Zoom presentation where an expert in the field, somebody that knows more than me, could explain it to you. And then you make the choice from there if this is a journey you want to go on to or not. But nonetheless, man, I just want to thank you again for spending another time with me. Remember, life is a journey. It's a marathon. And yeah, we all got a long way to go. But man, let's not waste time in getting there. Let's get busy on being who God intended us to be. Let us cast our cares upon Him. Let us look to Him. Let us trust Him. Because He cares for us. If we waste too much time, we'll get to the end of our life saying, man, I wish I would have did more. Let's go after the best version of ourselves. Let's go after that journey, the plans, the things that God has for us. There's no time to start like the present. I'm almost 50 years old and I just feel like I'm starting. But I know I ain't got much time. In reality, none of us has much time. We better move before time runs out.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy. I got a new toy, oh boy, I got a safe toy, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy. I got a new toy, oh boy, I got a safe toy, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy. I got a new toy, oh boy, I got a safe toy, oh boy, I got a new toy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, if you like it, collect it, oh boy.